My name is H.A. Goodman. I'm an author, columnist, and journalist. Please go ahead and share my latest Daily Caller article, Free Julian Assange. It is below in the pinned comment. Also, I'll be starting a new channel, of course, in addition to this one. This is my main channel, H.A. Goodman, but I'll be starting a new channel to explore and enjoy and appreciate the Second Amendment, and it's going to be absolutely fantastic. I'm going to abide by YouTube policies 100%. I've reached out to YouTube, and they were very kind and responded back saying, yeah, go ahead, start the channel, but abide by these guidelines. So I'm going to. And I just can't wait. I am going to be just showing everybody the most wonderful, unique firearms and just appreciating and enjoying them responsibly, safely, and via all YouTube policies. And it's going to be just a wonderful, wonderful channel. And I hope that you'll watch it and enjoy it with me. What do we have here? Ford's rejection of Michael Cohen offer prompts Mueller inquiry. So the interesting thing is, now it's not enough that they have no evidence. They don't even realize that they're losing in such a profound manner. They're doubling down on evidence that would shield President Trump from any accusations. So the whole issue here is, oh my God, Michael Cohen was like this walking Clinton Foundation. Michael Cohen was just like the Clinton Foundation. Oh my God, look what happened. Look what's going on. No, he wasn't. He's not like the Clinton Foundation. This isn't a pay-to-play scheme. The only reason that this is taking place is because of Stormy Daniels. And they couldn't find anything in terms of campaign finance violations with Stormy Daniels. They couldn't find anything in terms of Trump-Russia. That was even less nonsense. At least Trump had sex with Stormy. At least that happened. There was no Russian hackers. There were no Russian hackers, I should say. There were no Russian hackers. It was a leak, not a hack. We know from the work of brilliant cybersecurity analysts, the forensicator, Adam Carter, brilliant journalist Elizabeth Voss at Disobedient Media. We know from NSA legend William Binney, CIA legend Ray McGovern, veteran intelligence professionals for sanity, former CIA and NSA officers and FBI officers, agents. It wasn't a hack. It was a leak. Okay, the download speeds and the forensics, all these things. Okay, so CrowdStrike was commissioned by Clinton's law firm along with Fusion GPS. The whole thing was obvious. It's sloppy. Hillary Clinton is sloppy. She's sloppy. Bill Clinton was sloppy too, but his situation did not endanger national security. Hillary Clinton's unencrypted server did, with top secret and special access program intelligence that somehow found its way onto the server. She transferred the information anyway, illegally. That endangered national security. But this is all sloppy. This is a sloppy setup, a sloppy they tried to frame Trump, and now we're finding out that there's a top secret source that the Justice Department's like, we can't tell you. Nobody, it'll endanger national security. It'll put lives at risk. What are you talking about? Nothing. This has nothing to do with national security. But Ford's rejection of Michael Cohen offer prompts Mueller inquiry. So this is absolutely hilarious. And by the way, the Russians are like, yeah, we're pleading not guilty, Mueller. Is that not the best thing? This is a profanity alert. By the way, my new channel, my firearms channel, I won't be using profanity. There are no profanity alerts in my next channel. But anyway, profanity alert. Do not listen if you don't want to hear profanity. Mueller is like, we're going to indict you. We're going to indict you, and we're going to protect this country from the Facebook ads, $46,000 that nobody saw before the election. And the Russians are like, why don't you kiss my frozen fucking ass and prove it, bitch. Prove it. Evidence, motherfucker. Evidence. Now that's like, I don't even know if that's real. I don't know what that is. It's not Russian. That's not a Russian accent. But it's basically, they're like, you've indicted us for Facebook ads? You're so stupid. You have to be give me the evidence right now. Evidence, beach. So, horrible accents, but they want the evidence. This is profanity alert. That's what they're calling Mueller. They just, it's a farce. It's ludicrous. It's not even, this has gone into a realm where, see, Democrats, they thought they won because they won the popular vote. They don't even know what losing and winning is. They don't know what winning and losing. They've mangled and twisted and obliterated and destroyed the definitions of words. So they don't even actually speak the same language we do. And they think that winning is the popular vote, not the Electoral College. They're not the sharpest tools in the shed. They think now, focusing on any ties that Michael Cohen had to companies where he said, hey, you can meet the president through me. They're trying to say, well, that's just like the weapons deals from Hillary Clinton when she was actually Secretary of State. Money flowed into the Clinton Foundation. David Sirota and Andrew Perez, two very good journalists who actually don't probably think I'm crazy and they don't like Trump at all. But they were like, yeah, we have to do this. So that's not a right wing, or they can't. Nobody can say, "Oh my God, it's a right wing thing. It's a Fox News thing." No, the weapons deals are documented by Sirota and Perez are known as very good, wonderful journalists. We're not talking about like Washington Post or Vox writers here. And these are, And even they had enough evidence, and they looked and they said, "Look, you know what? This is crazy." And so they had all this evidence of weapons deals, of money flowing into the Clinton Foundation, and exponentially higher weapons deals. Then you have UBS and Boeing. Those are clear pay to play. UBS had issues with the IRS and Hillary Clinton intervened. Suddenly, not really an issue. UBS wanted a deal with Russia. She intervened. Guess what happened? They got the $3 billion. No, sorry, Boeing. Boeing got a $3 billion deal in Russia. She intervened. And they actually, initially, a couple of years back, they asked Boeing, we want your emails regarding the Clinton Foundation. They're like, no. This wasn't like they didn't. No one barged into they did in Michael Cohen's office. They actually asked Boeing for their emails with the Clinton Foundation because they were like, "What's going on here?" This was during FBI probes that were eventually just ended by McCabe and Loretta Lynch. And Boeing's like, "No, we're not going to give it." With Clinton, it's like, "Can we have your servers?" With Michael Cohen and Stormy, and these non-existent the Russian hackers, the internet company, it's like Dragnet. It's like what's the movie where they're getting Al Capone? It's the G-Men. They're coming in. It's like this theme music, 80s theme music, and they're breaking down the door. Oh my God! Look at this. This is. Well, what are you investigating? We don't know, but we're gonna do it, and oh my God, the liberals are gonna be so happy, and Democrats are gonna be we look like we're really doing something important. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. They're going through the door, and Mueller is leading the charge right there. There's the Facebook ad troll people. But meanwhile, for Clinton, who actually committed crimes, and James Comey is like, please, can we have your server, please? And she's like, no, not going to give you the server. No, stays mine. I have yoga emails, as you can see from my physique. I've done yoga, every day for the past 10 years. Yoga and everything that has nothing to do with the Clinton Foundation at all, and my servers will stay mine. She actually said her servers did not go to the FBI for I think about 2 weeks to about a month. She kept them, and then when she gave them, they were completely wiped clean with a cloth. This is the best, one of the best moments in the entire election. One of the best moments. They're like, "Well, did you wipe the server?" And she's like, "Well, you mean with a cloth?" I don't know what you're talking about. And everybody was fine with that. There was no post-truth moment. The Washington Post didn't change their stupid tagline to "Democracy dies in darkness." Nobody cared. People like you and me cared. If you're a Bernie supporter, hardcore, you cared. And, if you're a Trump supporter, I'm voting Trump 2020, 100%. This madness has to end. And also peace between North and South Korea is a pretty good thing. A lot of other good things too. But she didn't give her server. She didn't give her service when she was asked. Meanwhile, Mueller is like, "Sam Nunberg, you buddy are in a big trouble, buddy." And then, oh yeah, okay, we'll get back. So she's like, "I don't know, with the cloth? Come on, guys, come on." She used bleach bit, and she went ahead, and then it was just nobody around her was forced to sing or spin or whatever, flip and sing. There were no Celine Dion's around her. I mean, you had Brian Pagliano, who was given a subpoena, and he ripped it up. He didn't go. Jason Chaffetz was like, "I gave you a subpoena. I'm chairman of the House Judiciary Committee. I gave you a subpoena. You're not even coming." Meanwhile, Sam Nunberg's like, "I'm not going to give Mueller his emails." And they're like, the MSNBC panel's like, "Calm down. Are you okay? Are you high on meth? Calm down. You must be a drunk. I smell alcohol in your breath. You're drunk, man. Please, it's the Mueller. He gave you a subpoena. You don't know what could happen if you don't abide by the subpoena." What about Brian Pagliano? Do you know what Brian Pagliano, the guy, first of all, his 4 years of emails are missing. This is the most hilarious thing of all. His 4 years. He was 4 years at the State Department, and they interviewed people at the State Department like, why is he even here? They don't even know why the guy was there. Obviously, to transfer top secret intelligence. That's what he set up the server. He was paid. This was the guy who was unintentionally paid to unintentionally set up the server because Comey figured that Clinton unintentionally did everything. So when he was given his subpoena, his lawyer, do you want to know what his lawyer said? "It gets better. This gets better, and I'm an aficionado of all of this." So the lawyer said, "Why should he testify? He's only going to plead the fifth." Are you serious? Why should he go ahead and testify? Why should he go to Congress under oath? With a subpoena? You want to talk about the difference between the Mueller probe, which is an investigation into a crime that hasn't been committed yet, into a crime nobody even can state happened, and Clinton? I'm sorry, I haven't even gotten to this Ford thing. I'll get in a second. And then you have Cheryl Mills, Justin Cooper, who was another person who helped Brian Pagliano set up everything. Cheryl Mills knew about the server. Cheryl Mills was given attorney-client privilege, even though she knew of the server. Her thing, just like President Obama, President Obama said, "I didn't know of the server until CNN told me." There's like 7 or 8 things that he had to watch CNN to find out, apparently. He was obviously lying. He knew everything. One thing about Obama, he is a brilliant man. He's a very, very intelligent man. Wisdom, different story. I don't think he possesses a great deal of wisdom. But he's a very extremely intelligent human being. A brilliant human being. You can't go ahead and just become president. And, I think Trump is extremely intelligent also. I think Obama is probably more intelligent, but I think Trump has more wisdom. So, but they're both, one's a billionaire, and president. Anyway, look, where am I going with this? The issue here is that Obama knew of everything, and I think that if you look at the two investigations, one is an obvious cover-up with evidence of crimes, and the evidence was swept under the rug, and there were no theatrics, there were no, the media didn't care. They were reporting CIA names of CIA agents, but it wasn't there was no suspicion. So she could basically get away with everything, but she was the first female president, so the whole country had to just accept it. With Trump, it's, oh my God, look what's taking place. There's no evidence of anything, but look what's taking place. There are no crimes that he's accused of committing, but look what's taking place. And here's an example. Look what's taking place. Ford's rejection of Michael Cohen offer prompts Mueller inquiry. Why would a company that rejected Cohen's consulting offer prompt an inquiry? Ford's head of government affairs has been interviewed. Okay. You're starting as a profanity-alert vulgar talk. You're starting to piss off corporations. The Mueller probe will end real quick. If it's just the American people, they don't care. They'll go forever. They'll piss us off forever. They don't really care at all. But if it's corporations, you're walking a fine line. According to a report from the Wall Street Journal, Michael Cohen, personal attorney to President Donald Trump, offered to provide consulting services to Ford. Reuters reports that Cohen touted his close connection to Trump when he made the consulting offer in January of 2017. But his overture was quickly rejected before any specific fees were discussed, according to a person briefed on the matter. How is this noteworthy? Where is the foundation that's not even a foundation, with money funneled into it from everybody, by everyone from Saudi princes to the country of Ireland to everybody, even Trump. Everyone's funneling money into the Clinton Foundation. A Chicago commodities trader, UBS, Boeing, Uranium One officials, and then favorable outcomes are taking place. How is this the same? It's kind of the same, because you have someone who could be a middleman and somebody who is pitching access, not really promising access, and access isn't given. But this is noteworthy now. Even though Ford declined to work with Cohen, the office of Robert Mueller, special counsel in Russia probe, learned of Cohen's contact with Ford and asked the automaker for information and records about the offer. Mueller has interviewed Ford's head of government affairs. The report comes after news that AT&T, the second largest wireless carrier in the United States, paid Essential Consulting LLC, a firm set up by Cohen, a total of $600,000 in 2017 for advice on navigating a wide range of issues, including its proposed $85 billion merger with Time Warner. Trump's administration opposed the merger. Okay, so tell me again, Michael Cohen was a pretty good businessman, apparently. He was like, hey, I can hook you up with Trump. Not. Merger denied. Ford denied. Didn't even want to work with Cohen, but he got $600,000 from AT&T. Okay, that's obviously your Trump's lawyer. Fine, I'm sure that was a big part of the deal. But that's the legal aspect of what takes place with Clinton. The Clintons are all about networking. So how is it okay? Vox actually wrote articles defending 85 people giving $156 million into the Clinton Foundation. And this poor schlump gets $600,000. Well, not poor. Well, might be poor now because of Mueller. $600,000 very likely promising, the hookup, and Trump's administration opposes the merger anyway. So he basically just, got $600,000 for nothing. I know Trump. I know Trump so well, and believe me, I can help you out. And oops, didn't help out. How is this an example of anything egregious? The only thing you could say is that Michael Cohen. Well, actually, even Michael Cohen didn't really do anything wrong. If they're willing to pay $600,000, that's a good thing for him. If someone's going to pay you $600,000 because they think that you're connected within some kind of government or company, and you're not promising access, you're not some kind of foundation, but you have a consulting company, and you're like, okay, look, I'm not promising you anything, but Fusion GPS started a nationwide investigation from a document that was a gossip-riddled, hearsay-riddled document. I mean, this is insane. You look at what they're upset about and what gets them going. It's actually just a tiny correlation with with the grandiose crimes and the grandiose scandals that they sweep under the rug. So Cohen is their version of the Clinton Foundation. That's all it is. Michael Cohen is their attempt at moral equivalency regarding the Clinton Foundation. But you want to know here. So you want to know a real scandal? So let's compare scandals. This is Clinton Foundation donors got weapons deals from Hillary Clinton's State Department. So let's compare. Okay. Ford declined Michael Cohen's consulting pitch, and AT&T paid Cohen money, and oh, by the way, the merger they wanted was denied. Okay. So that's the extent of okay. So now they're like, Giuliani said Trump denied AT&T merger. Oh my God. The DOJ was not independent on this. Yeah, Loretta Lynch met with Bill Clinton. They're all over the place. Anyway, this is a real pay-to-play. What they're trying to do is they're trying to say that Michael Cohen is just like the Clinton Foundation, and there was access. There was access given. There was access. Well, let's talk about that. Clinton Foundation donors got weapons deals from Hillary Clinton's State Department. She was a government official. Money was flowing into her foundation, and guess what? The people who gave money also received a very favorable outcome. Under Clinton's leadership, the State Department approved $165 billion worth of commercial arms sales to 20 nations whose governments have given money to the Clinton Foundation. That figure derived from the 3 full fiscal years of Clinton's term as Secretary of State, represented nearly double the value of American arms sales made to those countries and approved by the State Department during the same period of President George W. Bush's second term. So you mean to tell me that President Obama, having recently won the Nobel Peace Prize at that time, with Clinton at the helm of the State Department, a Democratic administration that was said to be at first hope and change and very different from the Bush administration, almost doubled the amount of arms sales to countries that just happened to give the Clinton Foundation. Just doubled. The Clinton-led State Department also authorized $151 billion of separate Pentagon-brokered deals for 16 of the countries that donated to the Clinton Foundation, resulting in a 143% increase in completed sales to those nations over the same time frame during the Bush administration. The 143% increase in U.S. arms sales to Clinton Foundation donors compares to an 80% increase in such sales to all countries over the same time period. So even if you want to say, well, it was just U.S. policy to increase the arms sales. Oh, yeah. 143 is greater number than 80. Boeing, and you have all these companies, even by the standards of arms deals between the United States and Saudi Arabia, this one was enormous. And then you get like, oh, AIPAC. Well, no, here. Israeli officials were agitated, reportedly complaining to the Obama administration that this substantial enhancement of Saudi air power risked disrupting the region's fragile balance of power. So obviously, you don't hear when Israel is upset that America is doing something. You only hear, oh my God, the Israelis and AIPAC, they're controlling U.S. foreign policy. Well, they didn't control one of the greatest weapons deals to Saudi Arabia under Clinton. And then the rebuttal is, well, Trump's doing the same thing. Yeah, I'm against that. But Trump is not doing it because he's receiving money from these countries. Clinton was doing it because of that. That's this whole thing. Winning friends, influencing Clintons. This is just, well written. Under federal law, foreign governments seeking State Department clearance to buy American-made arms are barred from making campaign contributions. A prohibition aimed at preventing foreign interests from using cash to influence national security, but nothing prevents them from contributing to a philanthropic foundation controlled by policymakers. This is okay, but nothing prevents them from contributing to a philanthropic foundation controlled by policymakers. Let's read that again. Forever. Every time you hear a Michael Cohen story or, oh my God, this is just like the Clinton Foundation, but nothing prevents them from contributing to a philanthropic foundation controlled by policymakers. Enter Clinton Foundation, Uranium One, Chicago Commodities Trader, Boeing, UBS, Haiti, $10 billion in Haiti. This is when Clinton eventually gets indicted, because she will. It's not even an if, it's a when. What'll take place is that people will say, oh my God, everybody knew. That's what they say. Like when I tell people, yeah, I was one of the few people telling everyone then that Clinton would lose. And like these mainstream journalists, I think one at the Boston Globe, and they just were like, oh yeah, haha, this guy's crazy. They were like trying to laugh at me, and I was like, no, Clinton's gonna lose. In 2015, in the Huffington Post and Salon, I was saying she was gonna lose. So all these people were like, oh my God, this guy's crazy. I got hit pieces written. I was right. Now everyone's saying, yeah, if you look back, she was never gonna win. The same thing's gonna happen with this. The Clinton Foundation is the biggest, the most overt, transparent money laundering scheme. They're giving money to the Clinton Foundation because they can't give money directly to Hillary Clinton or Bill Clinton. When that happens, Vox says that's entirely, you can't prove anything, even though there are favorable outcomes that take place for the people who gave money, of all different backgrounds, ethnicities, nationalities, even corporations. But when Michael Cohen gets rejected by Ford, it's like, oh my God, let's investigate. He got rejected by Ford. He got rejected. Ford didn't work with Michael Cohen. He just promised access, but there was no access given, and he got rejected. AT&T's merger, the AT&T got rejected by the Trump administration. Now they're moving on to, oh my God, he influenced the DOJ. They can't pick an accusation and stick with it because they don't have anything to work with. They're constantly creating and fabricating. They're constantly fabricating. And they're constantly lying and doubling down when they lose in 2018. Because let's just look at the polls here. Okay, polls 2018, midterms. So this is what always happens. A Reuters poll, Democrats A Reuters poll, Democrats up one. Okay, which would have made the generic, like the average of these polls. So this is with the entire media up against Trump. Democrats up one, which means they're going to lose the House, which is what I said. Anyway, so they lose Congress. It's game over for them, but they still won't. The resistance will still be intact. But then what happens is the Reuters poll, and then it's up one. And then always, what happens? Right after there's a horrible poll, Democrats up 9, Economist, YouGov. It's just every single time. It's uncanny. It's hilarious. So you have Democrats up 1, and then up 9, just to pad the statistics. And then the CNN poll, which is basically the Democratic Party, up 3. If you have, basically you have the DNC like conducting a poll, like, hey, how are we gonna do in the House? Up 3. What? The margin of error. I'm speaking to the most favorable people who hate Trump, who think that he's Satan, but only up 3. So now you have the Real Clear Politics average of 6.1. It was already just what? Not even February. You had up 8, and in December it was like up 12, and 13. I think it approached 15 in one poll. In one poll, they had a 15-point advantage, the Democratic Party, a 15-point advantage, and it's just, Democrat. Late April is just 5.5. This is just hilarious. They're up 9. In March, they were up 9. This is just hilarious. Give me your thoughts below. And the thing is also, what they don't understand is that Democrats who would never have voted for Trump are the ones who really care about this. But they weren't enough to beat Trump. They're not reaching out to anyone. They're still calling everyone deplorable, racist, horrible, end your life, seek medical help. That's the favorite rebuttal of Democrats. Seek medical help. These are the people who are so sane and wonderful. But you're not going to win an election by telling people to seek medical help. You're not going to win an election by telling people they're deplorable. You're not going to win an election by telling people that you must fear Russia after you sell uranium to them. You're not going to tell people that Trump is a madman when there's peace presiding over North and South Korea. And I think, North Korea is like blowing up their testing sites now. Meanwhile, the Iran deal, everyone's like, oh my God, he's leaving the Iran deal. You want to know about the Iran deal? Iran said that military sites are off limits, and they've also conducted 23 ballistic missile tests. This was all part of the fantastic deal. And the rebuttal I get is, well, the Nuclear Regulatory Commission said that they don't have to go to the military sites. Who cares? The Olympic testing for athletes, if you speak to, what's his name? Victor Conti. Brilliant guy. Victor Conti is, really, really intelligent. And he was part of the Balco steroid scandal story. And he can tell you, he's the foremost expert on performance enhancing drugs and what how athletes get away with taking performance enhancing drugs. And the nuclear regulatory regulatory organizations that I forgot the acronym, but the organization that's going to go that is, what was it? Looking at Iran's nuclear program. Iran nuclear. The Atomic Energy Organization. Oh no. The monitoring program is just like the monitoring programs in the Olympics. You can easily cheat. Iran deal. Off limits. Military sites. Okay, so Iran says military sites are off limits for nuclear inspection. The IAEA, okay, I'm sorry. So the IAEA was like, well, we don't need to go. International Atomic Energy Agency. They're like, we don't want to be, act in a manner that's not diplomatic. So they're just going to go ahead. We cannot compromise our military sites. It's our honor or our wife. We cannot give access to others. Okay. So, but that's... How on earth are you going to say that you're not conducting a nuclear program? If the tables were turned and it was Israel, and Israel said, oh, we're not... Well, Israel has nukes. And the rebuttal, why shouldn't Iran? And I agree with that. Kenneth Waltz wrote a book. Many books. He's amazing. He was an amazing man, international relation scholar, and just he came up with a theory that more nuclear weapons essentially have proven to keep the world safer in terms of conventional warfare. So he wrote Man, the State, and War and a whole bunch of other books, and he just basically talked about how nuclear proliferation, it's actually because human beings are so violent. We would have had a World War III conventional, with conventional armies, but now we have not because of the mutually assured destruction. So my rebuttal to that is, give Iran, let them. I don't care if they have a nuclear weapon or not. Nuclear weapon is a defensive tool, and people say, well, they're crazy there, and they can go ahead and they'll launch it. I don't think so. No. That if Iran wanted a program, they should just say we want a program. But the whole issue of, so I don't really care if Iran does get a nuclear weapon because that's a defensive weapon. The whole point of getting a nuclear weapon is to ensure you're not invaded. Anyway, I'm going on forever. Give me your thoughts below. Share this segment.